Church. Coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Babadash, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, being on the world, ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashim, in the name, calling the Spirit, Bashim, the Holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to in order to confess the 100% truth. The Lord's will, seal the elect's faith. Shen Yikabaga, will of cause cleaning up by eighth, many that want us to the elders and apostles of Gemini. In these times when the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to, and Shalom, Barak, Barak, Mokan, Shashal, peace and blessings, be upon the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, without further ado, just going to name this video Esau Has Bounds or Limitations. Okay. Now, I kind of talked about in my last video how in the kingdom of heaven we're not going to have boundaries. We're not going to have anything that's, limiting our power, because we're going to be in vessels that are already tailored to following the law, statutes, and commandments and being righteous in full capacity. So being in that setting, there isn't anything that we're not capable of doing, okay, as far as our power. But for us, in this captivity as of right now, I was watching that Elder Yashua's video, and he was talking about his latest video, News and Prophecy, and it was a video of an individual who went to an indigenous land where it says, a billionaire's island. And this dude, he ended up getting chipped. And one of the things that the Elder Yashua said was, you can only imagine the things that they have going on out there, and they probably are preying on the poor out there, those that need, extra income. Probably bribing them to take the MOTB. But, I was thinking, I was like, I was thinking about how, if Esau, Edom forced that chip on us, like, the thing is, Esau can't do anything unless he is permitted to do it. All right. And we kind of highlighted this at camp too when we were there, when we said, if Esau comes and he tries to force that chip on us, or he tries to force us off the streets, we know that that's a sure sign of prophecy. So no matter which angle Esau comes, hit the end of his kingdom, or whatever he wants to call this place, his rulership, his dominion, is soon to come to an end. All right? There are heavy bounds on what Esau can and can't do. And that's part of the reason why he's not, at this standing point in time, going to come out there and force us off the streets. Not yet. Because there's a lot of prophetic things that have to happen. Now, we're in a position of where prophecy is fulfilling itself a lot, more than we've ever seen, ever. And especially, Israel being bombed. That's a very, very major prophetic event that has taken place, because that is the other hand in the proxy war, basically fighting back, and once you bomb a nation, once you send bombs, it's like it's the beef ain't gonna just stop there. It's not gonna be like, oh well, y'all bombed us back. No, man, there's retaliation clause that happen, and it's a chain of events. It don't just stop just because one country got bombed. And if you look at the Tel Aviv airport, the Tel Aviv airport is completely obliterated. Like, we're living in a time where it almost feels unreal that these things are transpiring. And if you don't know how important it is of a situation, how detrimental it is of a situation for Israel to have been bombed, then that means you don't have a good understanding of the proxy war between Iran and Israel, and how Russia and America play a major part in that, okay? Because Iran is backed by Russia. Because I believe, I forgot the specific, the name of that country that Russia fought against, that Iran basically defended them in. I forgot the name of the country, man. Nevertheless, Iran is Russia's ally. And that's essentially what a proxy war is. A proxy war is a war between two nations indirectly, you know. So typically a proxy war happens when a bigger nation is backing a smaller nation or a smaller country. Okay, just like America is a big country that's backing Israel. You know, the state of Israel, however you want to put it. And being the fact that that's the case, and Israel is in a war, and America's backing that war, that is the encompassment of a proxy war. But with all that being said, there are strict regulations on what Esau, Edom can and can't do. And the thing is, the Lord is not going to allow Esau to fuck up. You know, not yet. But he's not going to allow Esau to fuck up, because the thing is, prophecy is a thing, and the Heavenly Father's words will come to fruition and are a very huge factor in the, well, actually, you know, the Heavenly Father's words are completely the factor of prophecy, you know. And the thing is, nobody's gonna act outside of prophecy. You know, prophecy is gonna fulfill itself, and everybody's gonna do exactly what the scriptures had written that they were gonna do, you know. But for Esau, Edom, you know, I'll be asking myself, like, why doesn't he just? But then you gotta fall back, and you gotta understand, okay, it's prophecy. You know, does that align with prophetic events? You know, and Esau even hates that fact, because as much as he likes to say that the Bible is not a real thing, that, you know, that the Bible is fake and is false, and those are a white man's words. You know, Esau himself knows that that's not the truth. It's really you average peons that don't know that the scriptures are completely valid in every regard, in every way. You know, and it's those of you who are average, you average peons who don't know the power of the Heavenly Father and haven't seen it yet. Okay? Because you don't look at the prophets as a sheer sign of mercy. We understand the depth of our position, and that there are so many positions we could have played in this life, but the Lord has given us His word, and has also given us faith in His word. And so much has given us so much faith in His word that we ended up believing and prophesying. Okay? Every aspect of that is a miracle. And Esau can't do anything about it. All he can do is just send these theologic characters to try to debunk Hebrew Israelism. And again, that's part of the regulations in the limitations that Esau, Edom has on himself. And it must suck. It must suck to be in your kingdom, to be in your rulership, and there are things that you're just not able to access. And it doesn't matter how much AI technology you have. There are things that Esau Edom's never going to be able to do. And that's why he has movies to try to depict what he wants to do and give you a piece of his mind of what his plans are. But there are things, again, there are strict regulations on what Esau Edom can and cannot do. Okay. 1 second. This is Job chapter 5, verse 11. It says, really I started a little bit higher. Verse 8, it says, I would seek unto the Heavenly Father, and the Heavenly Father would commit my cause. It says, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number, right? And this is the power that we are at peace with, and that we continually sacrifice to. He is the Lord, he is the God, he is the power, he is the creator of all. All right, and that's the thing. Esau Edom doesn't have a direct connection to the Heavenly Father, but they have a connection to the Heavenly Father on the left-hand side, because you got to understand the Heavenly Father is control of the left-hand side. Good, evil, all of it comes from the Heavenly Father. Okay? And that's something that you Christians never want to accept, is that, you know, evil is also at the hands of the Heavenly Father. He orchestrates evil. Evil cannot be except it be the Lord. He's allowing this evil to happen. Because the thing is, when you look at things on a bigger way and balance, okay, you start to understand that evil is necessary. All right, for this time frame, evil is necessary, and it's unfair if we are in the kingdom of heaven and evil didn't have a chance to at least do righteous, to show that they're worthy enough to rule. You know, so the Heavenly Father made it fair. He made it fair across the board. Okay, so it says. Verse 12 is, verse 11, Job chapter 5, verse 11. It says to set up, verse 10, it says, who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth waters upon the fields, to set up on high those that be low, right? And that works for us and against us, because the way that it worked against us is that Esau is the absolute lowest creature that has ever been created. And he has been exalted very high at this standing point in time. But there's going to come a point in time where we're going to be exalted. It says, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. You know, and the head shall be the tail and the tail shall be the head. And so on and so forth. Because right now we're number one, we're in the last days, but also we are the last. We are the poor. Okay, and that's also another description of who we are in this world. All right, it says to set up those that are on high, to set up those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. Right, it says he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. See, and that's the thing. Their enterprise is their wisdom. So just like I said before, there are heavy bounds on the things that Esau Edom can and can't do. Because when he tries to do these things, the Heavenly Father disappoints his hands. All right, and Esau Edom even knows that himself. That's why he had projects like Project Looking Glass, CERN, and there's a lot of other operations that are not showcasted, or the information has been withheld to the public that Esau Edom has done to try to soothsay or to try to predict the future and also upset prophecy. That's really what Esau Edom is really trying to use technology to do. And that's part of the reason why AI is plays such a big factor within that. Because with AI, you can now depict the Bible however you want to depict it. There's just so many things that you can do with artificial intelligence. And now all of these movies in which Esau Edom has predicted or has shown robots overcoming the earth and robots basically taking over and AI taking over, all of these things that he's shown, like he's able to predict the future, or he's able to, this dude, man. Nevertheless, all of those things that he's shown in his cinema or cinematography are things that he's gonna actually try to enact. Okay? And that's why the only way for us to be saved is through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai. Woe is me, who shall be saved in that day, But the Heavenly Father is going to deliver us. And also, He's going to give us the strength in order to endure these situations and these circumstances, these battles, okay? It's no joke. But it says, He disappointed the devices of the crafty. That's why all the AI technology, these data centers, okay? And one of the big upsets was really Project Looking Glass. Funny enough, one of the whistleblowers within Project Looking Glass, he said it himself. He said, look, the inevitable is going to happen regardless of how it doesn't matter what functions or what computations we put inside of this machine. It all still ended up at the inevitable, in the convergence of this specific time. And he said there's a new age that's going to come. We just don't know when, but we can see the telltale signs that new age is on the brink of coming to fruition. Okay, Esau Edom can't do anything to stop that, because there's a time limit on Esau Edom's time of rulership. Okay. Verse 13, it says, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and their counsel, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Yep. And although the scriptures tell us, the triumphing of the wicked is short, because relatively comparing 500, probably no more than 600 years, and that's a stretch. We know the Heavenly Father's going to come. He's going to send His Son very soon. Lord's will. Nevertheless, that in comparison to eternity is really incomparable. That's why the Lord is telling us to just hold the hell on. Like, yo, hold up. Just deal with this real quick, and then we're gonna get to that. Okay? So it says, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and it says, and grope in noonday as in the night. But He saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. And that's a very, very, very important precept. This is part of the reason why Esau Edom cannot come and just fight the elect and just shoot up the whole entire block and kill all of the prophets. It's just not going to happen that way. You can't do it, because the thing is, the Lord will intervene. Even if Esau Edom wanted to do that, he still couldn't. And if he did happen to do that, what it would do was it would shorten his time. It would significantly shorten his time. Because once you've done an act like that, you've committed. You're going to try to upset prophecy, but it's just not going to happen and not going to work in your favor. All that's going to do is just show the prophets that we're out of here, because that means that what we were saying was actually true. And Esau, Edom, is pricked that much in his heart that he had to come physically fight us. But Esau's not an idiot, so he's not going to do that. Nevertheless, the main point stands is that, you know, we're thankful that despite everything, Esau still has limitations on his power. But us, on the other hand, as the elect Lord's will, we're not going to have limitations set on us when we get in our kingdom. And that's why, to hell with this place, man. To hell with this place until it's done. You know, so with that, I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Kadash, Shani Kabaka, will have a Kaja, cleaning up by Aith, with Shalom, with Barakum, with Khan, Shasha Allah. Until next time, I say Shalom.